have my controls. You can see again. Yeah, 5.3 had a huge list of fixes. So maybe this Zoom will be even better. Okay, so I'm going to record. Okay, everybody's looks like they got logged in. We're opening up our Kali Linux. We're opening up a command shell. We've got the pound sign. And we're going to issue a couple of commands in the Kali. So you do see my screen share. Yeah, I'm sharing screen. I'm recording. We need to app update, and then we need app upgrade dash dash fix dash missing. For some reason, Kali always seems to need a dash dash fix missing when you run the app command. So the app update is pretty quick to run. The app upgrade will be a substantially longer time to run. So while it's running, we'll get to discuss the world. Let's see, let me check out. Grades in this class, make sure everybody's doing good. Right, this is the wrong class. Should have made Paul. Okay, another class. Where's mine? This is a 1 o'clock class. What was I looking at this one? Oh yeah, Robert Kirk. Did you have your presentation ready?
I did not.
Okay. Did everybody run the app upgrade fix missing yet and answer the questions? It'll ask you a yes or no question. So you'll have to hit Y when asked. And you I think that's about all. And when it gets done. Okay, it looks like everybody's about on par with everybody else. While the updates are going, we can kind of discuss stuff. Well, last week we did some, or yeah, Last week we ran Armitage. We hacked Windows 10, right? And that was pretty cool. Some of us got to see a little red icon pop onto the screen. That was even better. And we've seen where we can take webcam shots, screenshots, and things like that. And all you had to do to get infected and your machine taken over was simply just look and see what files were on a drive. Don't even open them, and it broke the system. Armitage though was getting quite old, so it had some issues of not everything working. When I right click and try to take a screenshot, it failed. I probably could have done that at the command line with Metasploit. There's other, like I said, there is an HCTV front end that I'm still trying to research on Metasploit framework. See if I can get it to work without paying for Metasploit. That can be expensive if you get the pro version. So Armitage, I wanted to open up a web browser on Kali Linux today, and I wanted to submit the exploit to a website that checks for viruses. And hopefully it'll run while it's installing. Updates. So go ahead and launch on your Kali machine a web browser and visit this site called a virus total.com. It will totally infect your computer with viruses. I'm joking. Okay, Virus Total loads up, and this is a site where that if you have suspicious files or if you've made your own exploits, you can run the file through here to see if any antivirus program that's out there on the market or the most popular ones would catch it or not. Especially if you're making your own exploit, you can check, is my exploit going to be caught and blocked? It's a really, really good one. Or running through Metasploit, building your own payloads and stuff. So it loads up to the page. We can type in a file, a URL, and it will scan that through a plethora of antivirus scanning tools. What I want to do is click on choose file, and I want to choose my ISO image that we created last week. So the file upload comes up. I just click on home or root, and our file is in a hidden folder. So once you get to the dialog box, you have to right click in the file area, and there's an option to show hidden files. If you put that little check, it'll show hidden files and hidden folders. And you'll find your Metasploit framework for hidden folder at the top of the screen. It should be towards the top of the screen. And you can open that up and go into the local where we created our ISO image at. Find your ISO image, whatever you named it. Mine's down here at the bottom called test. Should be about a 0.5 meg file, and click open. And then confirm upload once it's done. And we'll upload that to the server, and the server will scan that for viruses. And how many different virus scanning tools? We'll start counting up all the virus scanning tools. So I ran it through Clam antivirus, McAfee, Malwarebytes, and so 10 of them have found that it's a virus. 39 out of 39 that it's run through. It's running now for 43 different antivirus programs. 52 53. You run somewhere between 50 and 60 antivirus programs. So far, 22 of them have found it, that it had malicious code. Okay, 22 engines detected this file as malicious. So it's likely something that you don't want to mess with on your computer. Look at all of these: AVG, Avast, Bitdefender, Dr. Web, Nod 32. He said here, Kaspersky found it. Microsoft found it. I assume this Microsoft is the Windows Defender. Let's scroll down a little bit further. Antiviruses that did not detect that this 3-year-old exploit was a virus. Komodo, Clam antivirus, Malwarebytes, McAfee, Panda, Symantec. Come on, Symantec. It's supposed to be the big boys in the thing. Look at all those that would have just left it right into your system. That's not cool. Who uses a third-party antivirus on their computer? Anybody? Everybody just use Windows Defender? That's what I use. I use Windows Defender. Yeah, Norton's the thing you uninstall when you're behind your computer. Norton or McAfee, depending on your. Slows it down incredibly. So nobody runs Avast or AVG or any of the other free stuff? Why not? How about people in Zoom? Any of y'all use any of that third party or just use Windows Defender?
Just Defender.
I don't like the best because they put like 1,200 notifications a day on your computer. Half the time it's not even like you have a virus, but your computer is like in a threat. Please buy our premium software. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good.
Give us money.
I had a few people that said they were using Avast or AVG and some of the others. You got to watch about the free ones out there. They are a security risk because they make their money somehow. They don't just give the stuff away for free and have a team of people that keep track of all the viruses and write definitions for them for free. If they install these applications onto your computer and they either want you to buy premium stuff, or if you don't buy premium stuff, they are tracking everything that you do and selling your information to advertisers and or whoever has money to pay for your information, they will sell it to. So it's not free. It can be a point of identity theft and other items to run the free software. And there is a cost to the free. If you are going to run third party, I've had some good luck with the ESET, the Nod 32, and Kaspersky. If a company just had to have a third party because the CEO just didn't trust the Microsoft. So that's one of the two that I'd recommend a paid version for. As far as Malwarebytes, that anti-malware remover, the standalone version that we ran in class a while back. You remember that tool? It was found on Bleeping Computer. Was it AV? It wasn't AVG. It was anti-malware AM. Forgot the acronym again. But it's on Bleeping. It was made by Malwarebytes, but it's standalone. That's bugging me. Let's see, it is the ADW, adware cleaner, ADW cleaner. Look at that. Microsoft Edge is coming to Linux. Well, it's running Chromium now, so yeah, it's easy to port it over there, or easier. Okay, just to see that the site is not just a dubious site, let's go ahead and go back and upload another file. Choose a random text file in your home folder. So out of here, I'm just going to pick a random, like my profile, and upload my profile. There should not be any malicious content in my Linux profile. So I run it up. It scans it through 58 engines pretty quick because it's a tiny file, and it determines, hey, they're all clean, which that's good. If 58 antivirus detection tools decide that there's nothing dangerous about the file, then it's probably safe. Do you have any questions over this site? Nope. No, my shell is asking me to hit Q for the release notes. So if you haven't checked on your Kali Linux installation screen for a while, you may need to check to see if it's wanting you to read release notes and hit Q to quit. So it will proceed to installation phase. Installation phase will have your progress bar going at the bottom of the screen.
Mine says from Linux 4.8, several changes have been made in the kernel.
Yeah, that's the release notes. If you have to hit Q on.
So just hit Q. Okay. Oh, okay.
I just got to the updating part because my computer was running really slow. So can you give me the command again, please?
That one. Joshua Main, what did you do to yours? Yeah, I'd hit your up arrow key and run it again. Yeah, just rerun it. You have a reputation issue. What have you been doing that's bad? That's a remote address. What I might do in that case, you might want to reboot. You stop reboot there, and when it comes back up, do another app update, and then another app upgrade, fix missing, and see if it'll finish. No. No, you type in reboot. So it doesn't corrupt anything. I hope reset didn't corrupt anything.
Another forbidden reputation.
Yeah, go on top reboot this time. Did yours process through all the other stuff? Okay. Yeah, it was just that one file, same file, that Git file. Maybe that's not too bad. Yeah, I don't know. We just didn't have an issue in the first class. That's weird. Well, somebody had some type of issue and they just reran it. It worked. So maybe we'll give it a little bit of time and try it again. Okay, so we discussed virus total. And we talked about problems with some of the free antivirus programs out there. And that free stuff is not always good. Everybody likes free stuff, right?
Now I have upgrade that doesn't like upgrading. It just tells me that 31 packages to be upgraded.
Just upgrade, not update. You still got to change it to upgrade. Huh. Take out the fix missing and run. See what happens. It's the same thing.
Now it's still. One's unable to fetch from archives and one failed to fetch. What you guys do? I broke it. Especially if you breaking things without realizing you broke it.
Oh, Google forbidden reputation for Cali. See what's going on. Maybe I'll get there and get the same problem.
Okay.
Hmm.
We're ready.
All right, so we're now past our little free antivirus problems and then selling all of your stuff. And then we talked a little bit about social engineering and the free AV. You know, they sell all your stuff, but where you go look at a web page or anything, they're advertising stuff. You just think about something and there's an advertisement for it the next time you go to the computer, like, wait, how did that happen? They do a lot of analytics on that. They've got some pretty good AI software out there. They not only know your entire demographics, like how much you make, who you are, what you normally look at and read and spend. They know everybody else in your area and across the world about what they do at certain ages and certain areas that they're in and what's going on in your particular county or something. So when you go visit a page, they can just almost anticipate things that you're thinking about and put up for an advertisement. Pretty scary. There's a Netflix, YouTube video called The Social Dilemma. The last class was talking about that they have watched. They said that was a really good one where they're talking about the algorithms that are kind of like auto learning algorithms out there, and they're just kind of doing their own thing. They're standing back watching it and going, wow. So that's a good one to watch. Something else that's good to watch is Takedown. Takedown is good to watch. So what is Takedown? So you might have heard of Kevin Mitnick, either Zoomed or in class. No? Well, he was one of the most famous social engineering hackers that's been out in the wild and been arrested. It's kind of old. This movie is in 2000, but he did a lot of his social engineering in the late 80s and early 90s and stuff. And he was really, really good at social engineering. He made his own clothes, like his own UPS or FedEx uniform. He made his own, like Hewlett Packard or Compaq Digital Equipment Corporation was really big back in the day for mainframe supercomputer style stuff. So he made uniforms for that, made the logos just right. He made fake IDs and stuff that, you know, put on kind of like a driver's license style, but for business, showing his employee ID. He'd make those and he'd go straight into people's mainframes and stuff. They'd give him the keys to the server room, give him the passwords for admin so he could go in and work on the hardware. And he had access to do whatever, install his own remote access programs into them. He was very, very tricky and could get past about anybody just by talking and, you know, making his own uniforms and stuff. So that's history of Takedown. It's a good movie and it's, you know, dramatized a little bit, but that kind of shows you what we'll be getting into later. We'll start talking more about social engineering. It is rated R, so I don't show it in class because it depicts illegal activity, strip joints, and drug use and hacking and all kind of bad stuff. It's one of those movies you don't want to watch the little kids watch or show in public. So y'all probably shouldn't go watch it, but it does give a good sort of life history of taking down Kevin Mitnick. I'm not sure. I think he's also got a book out there. It'd probably be a pretty good read. He was finally released from prison. I think he spent about 10 years in prison. And he got out and he was on probation. He couldn't touch a computer. I don't know if he's even allowed to touch a computer today or not. But he does run a business now. He's a large business that consults with Fortune 500 companies around the globe and training employees against social engineering attacks. He's a multi-million-dollar company now. So
Mr. Goodman,
knowledge from bad to good. Yes.
it looks like I got some red.
Not burgundy or colorblind. No, I'm just kidding.
I got the same thing.
Yeah, hit your upper key. Let me see what command line you ran. It's missing. Interesting. So you're starting to get the reputation. What about, is that the reputation on all of them or just?
I've gotten that from mine.
Mine has the same thing. Same reputation.
Yeah, you might just try to rerun the command and see.
So if we got that failed at the end, we just rerun it?
Yeah, if it'll go.
Okay, mine's running.
I think it may be just the sheer number of us that are connecting to it, that the server's starting to think that our reputation's not very good because we ran updates in the first class and now we're running updates again. We're all coming off of one router. So it's probably starting to complain that we're using too much of their bandwidth. Yeah. We may have to wait on that last file for a little while. We may have to wait till we take a break and come back, and then one at a time try to rerun. Some of the servers are probably may have like a 10-minute timer or something on them to block too much download. They're trying to prevent a DOS attack is most likely is what's happening. I mean, it's not like we have a gig network connection or anything. We're hitting the server pretty heavily. Oh wait, we do. Mine went all the way down to processing triggers for ManDB. That takes about 5 minutes when it gets to that point.
I don't know what mine did, Mr. Goodman.
Yeah, yours is just, I think we're going to have to let the download server have a rest before we try to run it again.
Okay, so just don't even do anything.
Yeah, just wait a little while. I believe mine got all of the updates, but a lot of the others are, I think y'all have been blacklisted for a short time. Okay, so yeah, Kevin Middick was a really famous hacker. He did some bad stuff. I think he even broke into the phone network. He's, I think, the one that figured out that the whistle in the Cracker Jack box was the same tone that the phone company used when you put bombs into the payphones. So you just take the whistle and make 3 phone calls. He'd whistle into the receiver and it would like register and putting coins into the thing. And that's how that he got to call a bunch of people. He just go up and like Cracker Jack box whistle and whistle come to him on the phone and dial somebody's number, and that way it couldn't be traced. Because yeah, the FBI were all after trying to trace, and it would always be a payphone somewhere. Just random payphones he was calling from. I don't know how they finally caught him. I'm pretty sure at one point in time they did catch him and he convinced them that he was somebody else and they let him go. Yeah, I've got one. I got a different file that didn't download.
How's it going, Rogues Gallery? Today we have another ZX zillions of enemy X booster box opening. Well, this is the first booster box opening. I didn't do that starter deck opening. That's on the channel. Check it out if you'd like to see a starter deck of this game. I think it's also
What are you listening to?
something like that.
What booster box?
If you're into, starter deck opening, that's on the channel. Check it out.
Sean, is that you, Sean? I said, who's got sound? Okay, so error and updating. Somebody else had the same 403. Kind of the next failed root fetch and release repository. Solution. was trying to go to a non-HTTPS protocol, and it's throwing a fit. My hashes were different. I think I'm just gonna still give it a little bit of rest and rerun it. Okay, so I got a historical story to tell you. Way back, long time ago, in a galaxy right here. I was in 12th grade or first year of college, something like that. So yeah, long time ago. Also, when college cost $540 a semester max, and books cost $600. I noticed books hasn't really changed much. They still cost about $500 to $600 if you go buy a new. No, back then, somebody called me. I didn't have a cell phone back then because that was, it just invented the Bell telephone. Again, I'm joking. They're talking to me in Morse code. And so they were talking and trying to sell some type of help desk support or something for different types of software. And the lady had got me to pull my wallet out. So I pulled my wallet out and I started to pull my credit card out. And then I'm looking at my wallet and then I look at the phone. And then I look at the wallet. And I look back at the phone and I'm like, what in the hell? How does somebody on a phone tell me to pull my wallet out and I'm doing it? I'm like, what, hold on just a second, lady. I need to call you back. You can't call me back because you told me about a website and I was like, I need to go research this and call you back. So now I'm at a payphone. You can't call me back. And then, it's more red flags. Well, the first red flag was somebody was able to get me to pull my wallet out and start pulling my credit card out and about give the number. That was the first red flag. The second red flag was like, I need to call you back. And they're at a payphone. That tells you how old this is. Their payphones existed back in the day. And then from that point, I was like, oh yeah, this is no legit business is on the side of a street in Los Angeles on a payphone calling me.
They could be. You never know. Business might have worked that way.
No, it didn't work that way back then either.
What if they had an in-house payphone?
That's when identity theft and social engineering, stuff like that was starting to take off. And no, they didn't have an inside payphone because they were on the street in Los Angeles. So tell me where they were. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna hang up now quick. Talked for like 40 minutes or something like that. Person was good. I was like, wow. But that actually helped me later on because I try to spot scams better now. But yeah, that was social engineering is really amazing how what people can talk other people into. That was my almost being socially engineered story. Okay, I believe we'll take a break and come back from break. I'm gonna rerun my update and rerun the this program to see if it'll download that file. I don't think I recorded any of that, but so we had to edit the etc apt source list file and add an S onto the HTTP protocol, save it and rerun the command to get everything working.
Babe, it's not putting my new games on here.
What about games, Chase?
No, like I downloaded something on my phone, but it's like it doesn't show up for some reason. I was trying to figure it out. I don't understand because I did the new update and it like messed everything up.
Windows?
No, my phone, iPhone. I was trying to figure it out. I just updated it.
Okay. Hey, well, I'm gonna mute your mic.
No, you're
There we go. There's a little bit of feedback coming across. You can unmute if you got to talk again, though, of course. Looks like we're about got everybody booted back up. Computer 9 disappeared. What happened to computer 9? I lost seeing it. Oh, there he goes. Now it's back.
Was the username like first name dot last name? I forgot it.
Now it's root and pass 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sweet.
Or should be root anyway.
Mine was 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. So we're back into Cali. What I was wanting to look at, we've been kind of working backwards this semester, and next week we'll probably loop back through, and I want to go over some of the CIA triad and talk about stuff out of chapters 1, 2, 3, and the test out. But now we're going to go into use a reconnaissance tool. This tool can either be used by the good guys or the bad guys, and similar to what we played with NetMap a little bit and scanned 1 or 2 PCs with NetMap. And this program we're going to launch is kind of similar to a program called ZenMap in the past. It was a graphical front end to Nmap, but this has a little bit more to it than ZenMap did. If we look under our menu in Kali and go to information gathering, number 1, I found a graphical tool called Legion. Is that a Roman or a Greek helmet? Roman, okay. So Legion, the Roman legions. We'll launch this, and this does come up graphically in a little bit. Ta-da! We have a graphical tool. Neat. They got stuff in here. You can scan the network. They've also got a brute at the top where you can specify things like word list, usernames, and stuff to try to brute force into different ports if you find them. So we could use that word list, like that RockU list, in some username or even a username list, and try to scan and break into computers if you want. But what I want to do, I didn't want to click that yet. I guess you just, wow, you don't even have to click the green plus. You can just click in the area. So it says that right on the screen. Click here to add host to the scope. So either click that area, click the plus. This will allow us to scan a range of IP addresses with Nmap, gather information about them with Nmap, and port it back into the program. And based on information that it gathers, it will run other scripts and other hack tools against ports that are found on the system. So let's run this against the first 32 addresses in our 10.10.1 network. You're looking at our examples here. You can put either ranges or slider prefix notation. You can separate out stuff by semicolons and add lots of them in there. I'm going to use the prefix slider style notation by putting 10.10.1.0 as a network address with a slash 27, that's the 224 at the end of a 255 subnet mask. So it'll end in 224, range is 32. So it's gonna scan all computers from 0 to 31 in that range with an nmap. Mode selection is easy, but I want to have hard selection, and it really just ungrazed the bottom portion of this dialog box. By default, it's trying to do a stealth sync scan. I don't want to do a stealth sync scan. I want to do a TCP connection scan.
Which one did you click after information gathering?
Legion.
Legion. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
I just went into the search box and typed in Legion, and then it popped up. So there's other ways of doing it.
Yeah, there's 100 ways of doing it. I think it's under another menu too.
Click the wrong freaking thing.
Only one right way.
I have no idea what I just started up.
If Chase is bringing up, I don't know what you're bringing up.
No, it's my mouse cursor is slow for some reason, and I accidentally clicked up the wrong thing.
Maltego. Yeah, that's
I'm about to go. I have to like move my mouse slowly so I can get it.
yeah, I understand.
What the hell?
I actually had to take a break from it because I was getting really aggravated. Because I was just trying to pull up the web browser and it kept moving all over the place. And I'm like, no, I want you to go there. I want you to go there. And it just wouldn't do it. So I was like, I'm taking a break from this. I can't do this.
Okay, so we put in the address range, timing, performance option. Aggressive is pretty good for our situation. We're just scanning computers in the classroom. If we're going to be scanning the whole ASU BB subnet, I might move it down to polite so that it wouldn't be, especially if I was doing it during the daytime like now. I wouldn't want all of the packets to be flooding the entire campus, slowing the campus down. But we're just scanning computers in this room, so we're good on that. TCP scanning and the TCP, a standard sync scan for host discovery, probably our best options. I'm just going to submit that, and it will start up the scan. So we're going to have a nice, probably our little lights on our switch over here will light up. Well, depending on what mode I have it in. It may get really flashy over there because of all the scans that are going on from all the computers. I could have it on speed mode, I don't know. You can make the lights mean different things based on what mode you put it in. I had it on speed mode where that if you see a light that's slowly blinking, it means it's running at 100 meg instead of gig speed, which is normally bad. You don't want 100 meg. Okay, so what is happening now? It's scanning 32 different addresses with Nmap, scanning large number of port ranges. I know it goes up above 1,000. I'm not sure if it scans all. I don't think it scanned all 65,000 ports, but it scans a large number of ports on the computer system. So it takes a bit. We went past the end of my estimated time remaining and they decided we're just going to put unknown up here. And it does tell you it's running an Nmap scan. There's the Nmap command. It ran plus custom Nmap script. There's another scanner that I've used in the past and I was thinking about using, but I decided to jump in and play with this one before we get into that. It's called Openvas. Oh, there, mine's importing Nmap back into the program. And now it'll start running other scripts based on the port numbers that are found for the computers. But yeah, it's Openvas is very similar to a scanning tool called Nessus. It's a paid version, and it has a web-based interface. Allows you to scan networks like this, and then it'll give you a CVE, a display of all the CVEs that are possible for the machines it finds. Here's keep split. Here's how the segmentation falls. See, that's why we did our updates to try to avoid that. I don't know why.
Mine did it too.
As did mine.
Dying out. I wonder if the scanners are scanning each other and causing it to segmentation fault or something. So I may have been scanning you while you're trying to scan me, and then you picked up my scan while you're trying to like read the packet, and it got all confused and seg faulted.
Mine's still going.
Mr. Goodman.
Yes.
I gotta go.
Okay.
Have a good day, guys.
You too.
So you could try to read the scanner and see if it would go. Run, go click the Legion again, and you might try something smaller to scan. Maybe just scan one IP address. I pick one of those IP addresses, maybe like the 10.10.110. Instead of doing the /27, just pick one address and see if it'll scan one address without crashing.
The hell are you watching, man?
If you do, yeah, hard CCP, yeah, and click submit.
Oh, I actually got some a bunch of stuff. I think mine worked.
Oh, it's
Oh
working.
wait, never mind. I had went in and I saw yours. My apologies. I meant to go into remote PC, not into the Zoom call.
Yeah. My Legion crashed in the first class, so we did the updates and reran, and everything seemed to go smooth. That's why I wanted to do the update first this time and then run Legion, but y'all, some of y'all still got in the same snafu. I'm seeing several people getting very similar output to what that I got. Well, that's kind of cool. I'm going to scroll here in my processes and see if everything's finished. Down here, it looks like everything's finished. Just taking a screenshot. Smb enumeration and maps on things. One thing I've not noticed yet is the CVE not being populated for the computer. So I need to research why that's not populating. If we just missed a step. It's kind of short to run into that. I'll let you know on Friday what the research is. But on each of these computers, you can click on them and click on, if you have a certain tab like this SMB enumeration, you can scroll through and see what the status is. Well, this one's kind of telling that it found ASUB is the domain name, file services, workstation services running on here. Things are access denied, which is a good thing. One of the bad things, though, is the computer did give up that it was part of a domain called asub.edu. That's not a great thing. But it didn't find just a whole lot. Let's look at this 10.10.110 one right here. This is the 2016 server. And if I go all the way to the top, oh, this gave more information. I didn't get all this info at the first class scan. And I didn't do anything different on it. That's weird. It was unknown at the top. It didn't give up any info. We got a few open ports on it. Bunch of access denied. It wasn't able to figure out who was domain admins or who was administrators on the system, so that's a good thing. They didn't give that information up. It also denied access to all the standard hidden shares, including standard net logins. If you're not a member of the domain, that's good to see. And it tried some passwords. And it found no valid passwords. Of course, we didn't send much but blank passwords to it. But that's really good. If you had a server and it had a blank password, this program would find it. And you go, ooh, that's a free login. And the way this thing organizes stuff, we could click on services here. If I click on services, I don't have to look at per IP address. I can click on HTTP and I can see all of these systems that it scanned to see if they're running HTTP protocol. It found one. One neat thing, if I click on it, whoops, I didn't want to right click on it. I think I just ran another tool on it. No, maybe not. It's supposed to show me a screenshot. Yeah, there's the tool screenshotter. And show me a screenshot of what the web page would look like. For some reason, it's not showing me the login. Has anybody checked on tools and checked screen shooter? Let's see if you've got a different outcome. Gabriel's got a little bit different outcome on his. I'll remote view. So this screen shooter is detected. This Open Media Vault was on the web page. And put it up there. Haley, smart one in the class, made hers work. It shows the login. So I don't know why mine was just a blue screen. It's probably just because the sheer number of people running scans at the exact same time having issues with it. And then the SMB enumeration, you click on it. Notice all the hosts that it detected with Windows shares. Stuff that it found some information about on. What do you think about the tool? Kind of neat. It's an auditing tool. So you can audit your network and figure out if some malicious person came in with similar tools or scanning tools, what could they find?
Because my parent has a network. It has network, and my back box didn't. And I'm like, so what's different about it? And they are both supposed to be configured as NAT. So now that I have it turned on as NAT, it should configure to the iPad, and so I should have an internet connection through it. And so that's what I'm doing now. I'm booting back up Backbox to do that, and hopefully run the installer and install it. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now at this moment.
Or on Legion at your house? Is that what you're trying to say? Or some of the other scanners?
Yeah, my bad. I thought my mic was muted.
We were wondering, like, who are you talking to?
Yeah, it's embarrassing. I was talking to myself. I'll admit that. Yeah, like I said, I thought that my mic was muted.
Okay, well, I'll mute you back.
No.
Thank goodness.
Okay, well, I'm going to let you all click through and look through the program just a little bit on your own. We're getting kind of close to the end of class. And I'm going to stop recording now. Said we'll probably pick up on this program again on Friday, and we'll look at Openvas. I think I have to install it separately. I'll have to see with this version of Kali if they included Openvas or if we have to download and install it as a separate component and set it up. And we'll continue with the vulnerability assessment, looking for CVEs and stuff against the computer system.